Hello, my beautiful Aquarius. Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for being here with me today. And we're going to go ahead and get into your January 1st through the 15th energy reading of Aquarius. So please take what resonates and leave the rest out. We're going to go ahead and get started. So Aquarius, we have here Page of Swords showing up right here for you. Typically, the Page of Swords shows up when there's like a news or a message coming your way that can be kind of like a revelation that makes you see things for what they are. So this is like not good nor bad. It just is what it is, right? So the Page of Swords is a message coming your way. And then, okay, so for the block, I got two of them. So I have here a Queen of Swords, which is really interesting. That's the block. And then you also have here the Six of Swords. Well, to put it very clearly, right, the Queen of Swords is an energy that is extremely detached. She could be someone very cold, very just not kind with the way that they communicate, especially when we see her in a block, right? The Queen of Swords can also represent your own energy being blocked. So the mental clarity and the sharpness that the Queen of Swords usually has, it could be that you are potentially experiencing some sort of block due to the news that you receive. And then when I see the Six of Swords here, there is kind of like this energy of you potentially having to walk away from something, maybe having to leave to revisit this particular conversation or the feelings that you might feel about this message or news that's coming your way. But there's this energy of kind of like walking away, detaching for a moment to kind of process what it is that you are potentially feeling about whatever is being revealed to you. And then you have here the Seven of Pentacles. So this revelation, this message, this communication coming your way, it's going to basically trigger this energy of evaluation in your life, right? The Seven of Pentacles is where you're looking at things like, okay, I've come here this far, right? I'm proud of myself. I can pat myself in the back for cultivating this. But you can see also where there's room for opportunity. So I feel like that's why the Page of Swords is there instead of like a Page of Cups, right? Because the Page of Swords, again, can show certain things that are not necessarily easy to digest, okay? So we're going to go ahead and clarify a bit. What is the message that the Page of Swords is bringing to Aquarius? Please tell me. Thank you. Okay, Page of Swords with the Hierophant, okay? So this is a very interesting thing. The Hierophant can show this energy of following your moral compass. Does this resonate with you anymore? The Hierophant can indicate as well that this is about leaning towards your higher wisdom. So let's say when you receive something, let's say that it catches you off guard, that you don't necessarily know how to respond. Spirit is now saying, well, you got to kind of redirect, reevaluate. What is it that you feel? How can you tap in within to understand what your higher self is trying to tell you, okay? Then you have your Ten of Swords. So this is an ending that is showing up here with this energy of the Page of Swords. This is going to trigger something kind of like ripping off a band-aid, or even something that you have had a feeling that might come to an end. This is confirmation that you need to let it go, that it will potentially be this message that triggers that, you know what, I'm done with this kind of energy, which is not necessarily a negative thing. It's just an uncomfortable energy, right? And then we have here, look at that, new beginning, Ace of Wands, okay? So the Page of Swords, the reason why it's here is because it has a fast moving energy that's bringing into your life, okay? And this fast moving energy is being triggered by this news message communication that you will receive. And this communication is going to make you think about the foundations that you have built in your life. That's the Hierophant. Also about your moral compass, your non-negotiable things, what is important to you, right? So you will start to take these things into consideration. Maybe some of you guys have allowed certain people to cross certain boundaries. Maybe you have been a part of something that is not necessarily, you know, true to who you are. And Spirit is saying that's why the Ten of Swords has to happen, right? Because you are going to be forced to let something go, not because it doesn't belong to you, but because it's just dragging you down. And after that, you will rise from the ashes like the phoenix. And this Ace of Wands is going to be essentially this new beginning, this new flame, this new opportunity for you to again cultivate something really beautiful and important for you. Okay, so that is what I'm getting with that Page of Swords. Very intense message with that one. Now I want to go ahead and get into this Queen of Swords and Six of Swords that we have here as your block. So let's see how we can navigate this block. What do we got for this? So for this block, you have here Four of Wands, okay? So the block, but yet there's a celebratory energy, right? So again, this is energy of walking away, you know, potentially breaking out of a routine or breaking out of a particular way of reacting to something, right? Allowing yourself to have an emotional response so that way you can release these energies, this, you know, emotions that you might feel. So that's really interesting. Then you have the Magician. Okay, so once you decide to walk away, Six of Swords, you wave the white flag and you say, this is not worth my time. The potential is there, right? You have the skill set, you have the capabilities, and if you don't have it, you can learn them, right? Four of Wands, this is a milestone, a celebration. Something's coming your way that's going to give you that. Also, the Four of Wands is your support system, is your family, is your friends, right? So when you go through difficulties, when you go through things that don't feel like they make sense, the Four of Wands can indicate that you will be celebrated, you will be loved, you will be comforted, okay? And then you have here Six of Cups, okay? So this Six of Cups, this indicates that potentially what you're being revealed, the news is coming your way, the communication is coming your way, could be potentially something from matters of the past, right? So this is kind of like scratching out a scar that's already been there, and that could feel highly uncomfortable, but there is so much potential after you let this go. It's just that initial trigger that you have to work through. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. What do we got? Okay, Seven of Pentacles. We have here, look at that, the Judgment card. Judgment is saying, this is where you check yourself and you're like, okay, well, my pentacles have grown so far. I've done this. I should feel accomplished. I should feel proud. But the Judgment say, well, maybe I could have done this differently, or maybe I got to work on myself in this particular avenue so I can improve certain things in my life. This is where you take your power back. This is where you say, I have this breakthrough, this awakening. I see clear of where my position is, okay? And then you have here the Moon. So obviously this can indicate the shadow coming through 100%, second guessing yourself, doubting yourself. But the Moon can symbolize tapping into your higher self, tapping into your intuition, tapping into your, you know, your gifts, okay? And just seeing things from a more, I guess you could say, Neptunian and just simply mystical perspective, right? Seeing more than what meets the eye, seeing more than just the mundane, than just the material things that we have in front of us. Is about seeing the world completely, the universe, the existence of us, right? And we have here Four of Cups, okay? So the Four of Cups is like, you're not settling for a cup anymore, right? Four of Cups has been, I've been given all of these opportunities or all these offers and they're just this, they're not satisfying. I'm bored. I'm not interested. And Spirit is saying, well, it's because it's not going to come to you. You got to go get it. You got to go create it, okay? Final message for Aquarius. Tell me more. Final message, the Devil. I'm not going to show it completely. But the Devil is the final message. And that is really interesting to me because the Devil symbolizes the restrictions, right? The things that can hold you back, right? So be very aware of that. What is the chain and the ball and chain for you? What is that? What is it that keeps you there, right? Because that is what's going to be challenged during this time, okay? So with that being said, please let me know if this reading resonated with you in any kind of way. And if it did, drop me a comment down below with your thoughts. Like and subscribe if you do want to support my channel. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.